adverbs in general. Can we talk about like the characteristics of adverbs and if they have specific endings or that kind of dealio?
Excellent question. We've seen one characteristically adverbial ending, it's the omega sigma ending, right? As in kalos, kakos. And that is the sort of basic adverbial ending. It is possible for any verb, any adjective, to also function as an adverb, right? And in that case, it's the neuter, singular, or plural, right? Neuter, nominative or accusative, singular or plural, that is used as an adjective. All right. So you can put on your for your morphology class note cards. So you could put, for example, on, all right, which is a adjectival, it can be an adjectival ending, it can be a nominal ending. It's a nominal ending, right? It can be on a noun or an adjective, but it can also be an adverb. So just remember the neuter, singular or plural, nominative or accusative, because it's the same form, can also function as an adverb. Okay. But we've seen that's typically adverbial ending, which is omega sigma. There are some other adverbial endings, for example, da, as in oikada. Okay. Oikada. The da ending means some motion towards something. Okay. So that's another adverbial ending. Okay. Another adverbial ending is then, okay, which means from someplace. So da is toward and then is from. Not to be distinguished, however, from the then, which is the aorist passive participle. Okay.
So prota is an example.
Perfect example. So you've got protos, right? Protos, prote, proton, right? So that's an adjective, right? But if we take the neuter, nominative or accusative, singular or plural, as in prota, that is the accusative plural neuter of protos, and it's used as an adverb. So, excellent question. Entertainment.
There's the word taxista or taxiste. I saw in previous lessons they had it as taxista. Would that be like a whole different type of word?
So that is a superlative, right?
The taxista is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so taxista.
Tacus is the imperative, okay, form. Takista is the superlative. And again, the neuter form of that in the singular or the plural, nominative or accusative, can be a adverb.
Can a superlative be formed just on any noun?
So our comparative is teros, teron, and our superlative form is tatos, tate, and that's one form. But then we also have the istos ending, as in kakos, okay, kakion in the comparative, kakion, kakiusa, kakion, okay, and kakistos, okay, in the superlative, kakiste, kakiston, okay. So this is another, this istos ending is another form of the superlative. So we have tatos and istos. And this is the superlative ending we use in our language. Okay, when we say best, that est is cognate with sigma tau ending in Greek.
When you say kaliste, is that a superlative?
That means superlative. It means excellent, the best. Kaliste. Right? Well done. Awesome. Okay? I very seldom say kakisa. I just never say that. I don't need to. Right? Alla erotemata?
I thought about the new one.
You do? Okay. So I want us to go through this one. Who wants to go through this one?
This is the last week.
This is number 12. And this is the one we did before. All right, Chris. I want all of you to be focused on this. I want you to go through it with him, okay? I don't want you to be looking ahead as much as you want to, okay? As much as you're dying to. I want you to stay focused. I want you to pretend like you are doing this yourself, okay? You're looking up here. You're not looking at your notes. You're engaging with the language, and you're going through this yourself. And Chris is just simply our mouthpiece, okay?
I'll do my best. All right. Arpagus on the one hand, already having arrived or having revealed
He revealed, not having, but he revealed.
revealed the correct story. Astyages, while Astyages.
Well, we just have Harpagos men on the one hand, he did this, Astyages
on the other hand.
on the other hand.
Hiding the anger
Uh-huh.
which he had inside
Excellent.
for him
Excellent.
through the happenings.
Because of what happened.
First, on the one hand, the happening, which he had heard,
Just heard.
which he heard himself from the coward.
Excellent.
Again, having told or telling,
He told.
he told Harpagus after.
And then, so proton then, and then.
Oh, right. That's
then
after.
that.
Okay. Then he.
So, and you can, this can be temporal. When he had.
He had. Had already spoke. No, that's Logeo, right? Not Log. When he had
When he had repeated.
repeated.
Okay.
Okay.
Autoi.
This, or to him.
To him. Okay.
He finished the saying.
He finished
Saying. He or
That.
exists, like the child exists.
Is alive.
He's alive.
The child survives.
And is
And togegonos.
and happenings.
And what has happened?
What has happened?
This is an important thing. We were talking about this, and so Justin afterwards asked, what is the difference between the simple past, the aorist, and the perfect? Okay, and we talked about the example of if you respond to someone, if someone asks you, "What did you do yesterday?" you would say, "I went to the store." Right? You would not say, "I have been to the store." Why?
It's a one-time event. Went to the store, then you weren't.
Yes.
It's specific.
Terminated.
Well, you're saying I went to the store is more like specific in time, because like if you say I have been to the store, it's like, oh, I've been to the store like before, sometime in the past.
Okay, all right. What did you do yesterday? I had been to the store. Why wouldn't we say that?
Because you hadn't been to the store before yesterday.
Because they're not asking whether or not you went to the store, right? I have, like, it's more like a
There's
confirmation.
nothing to do with that. What's the difference? Come on now. I'll eat another pretzel. What did you do yesterday? I went to the store. Makes perfect sense, right? What did you do yesterday? I've been to the store. I've been to the store. That's a perfect, right?
Right.
That's something that I did in the past, right? Why doesn't it work? Justin, why doesn't it work?
It's because if you say, I have been to the store, it implies that whether you went to the store or not has some relevance right now.
Right. Okay. I have been to the store. Well, that act of going to the store has ongoing, so it's like saying, you could say, what are you doing today, or what are you doing now? I've been to the store. That means I am now currently in a state having gone to the store. But you wouldn't say, what did you do yesterday? I have been to the store. Because that perfect has the sense of some ongoing state that is now in the present. Okay? Do you see what I'm getting at? It's the same thing with the perfect in Greek. It has this thing, to gegenos, is the thing that has happened. When we say something has happened, we just don't mean that it's a completed action that took place in the past. We mean that something has ongoing significance. Okay? Right, very good. And the thing that has happened, ekekalos,
Is good.
is okay.
Is okay.
It's okay.
All right.
Right?
So,
Keep going.
For I'm tired now.
Four.
Because
I'm
of
tired because of.
the thing he said
The thing what? Pepoimenoi.
that happened
That has been done.
has been done
Okay? Things have been done.
to
beide.
the child of me,
To
to this child.
this child. Okay?
He said,
E-F-A.
he said,
He said, Zagon.
saying,
Saying. He said, saying. Okay? I am tired out. Okay? Because of the things that have been done to this child.
Okay.
And I'm megalos ekonon.
and I'm most,
Mhm.
most,
Right. It's an adverb, right?
mhm.
Okay. And it comes from negas,
Mhm.
negale, medon. Okay. I'm very tired.
Right.
Okay.
I'm right.
And
And the,
and having diabedlemenos
it's like thrown down, so it's like
thrown across,
thrown across, so it's like a fin,
having conspired against.
Okay.
Okay.
having conspired against the daughter of me,
My daughter,
okay,
I epoiume.
I made,
Well, this is that expression, poieo, in the middle.
Mhm.
I
um,
uk epoiumen in alathroi.
oh, is that what I got without thinking, without considering?
No, not without considering, but in alathroi. Tisimane in alathroi.
Like light.
In a light manner, okay? Lightly.
Oh, okay.
So I what? Uk epoiumen in alathroi.
Not consider, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Considering a light man?
I have not considered this lightly.
Lightly.
In other words, this is of enormous consequence, right? Okay, keep going.
All right,
He's still speaking.
therefore,
Mhm.
all right, is that the honor?
No, that's time.
Oh, that's coming up, yeah,
So this is the genitive absolute.
Since I know we just went over 2 6.
This is the 2K. Adrian, Boete.
Fortune.
Since fortune.
Oh,
Fate.
right, okay, since fate's turned out differently,
Uh-huh.
but well.
Right, okay.
these things,
On the one
on the
hand,
one hand, oh, that's right, okay. On the one hand,
and this, you brought up the notion of this is an adverbial expression here, okay? So here, tuto is functioning as an adverb, okay? So, and you can think tuto means this, okay? As a consequence of all of these things that have happened, on the one hand,
you
uh-huh,
send out
send out
the child,
mhm,
your child,
your child
or
to,
to the child, the
Uh-huh.
newcome child,
uh-huh,
for like.
on the one hand, you do that,
Right, on the other hand,
and
be there, or
be present
for me,
for me at
at,
the date, at dinner. Why?
for, and I will, sacrifice,
Yeah.
a thank offering
Uh-huh,
for the child,
for the child,
to the
Uh-huh.
God, or
to those of the gods.
those of the gods whose honor, or the honor,
Uh-huh, this
is-
honor.
this honor lies before them, or is
Right.
theirs.
Is theirs. Very good, excellent, okay. Take us to the beginning, Melanie.
So, Harpias,
Uh-huh,
on the one hand.
Yeah. Everybody's following along, you're following along, Amy? Up here?
Yeah.
Following along up here.
On the one hand, revealed the right.
Uh-huh, good,
Asuages,
Right.
on the other hand,
very good,
hiding the
excellent.
anger.
Yeah.
Which he had inside
Uh-huh,
for him,
very good.
on account of the thing that had happened.
Uh-huh, very good.
First,
Mhm,
the event,
Excellent.
which
Mhm,
he himself
Uh-huh.
heard,
Very good,
from the cowherd.
excellent,
Again, he told to Harvey.
excellent.
And after
Uh-huh,
he had repeated
uh-huh,
it
uh-huh,
to him,
uh-huh.
in this way,
Mhm.
he finished,
Uh-huh,
saying
uh-huh.
that the child is around,
That's right. The child has survived.
and
Uh-huh.
what has happened
Yeah.
is good or wrong.
It's okay, it's good. Uh-huh. Keep going, you're doing great.
He said,
Uh-huh.
saying,
Uh-huh,
starting to be greatly tired,
yeah, uh-huh,
by the thing
okay,
that has been done
Uh-huh.
to the child,
Uh-huh.
to this child.
very good.
And I don't consider it,
Uh-huh,
a light thing,
uh-huh,
having plotted,
uh-huh,
this terrible thing to my daughter.
very good.
Since
Yeah.
the fortune,
Uh-huh,
turned out
uh-huh,
differently
Uh-huh.
in a good way.
yeah, excellent, very good.
On the one hand,
Excellent.
you send out
Uh-huh,
this child of yours,
uh-huh, your child, okay.
to this child, the newcomer.
To just the child, not this child, that would be to the, okay. To the
To
child,
the child, the newcomer.
the one who has recently come, okay. And,
On the other hand.
Yeah.
Be present with me
Uh-huh.
at,
very good, excellent.
for
Mhm,
I will sacrifice a thank offering
Yeah.
to those of the gods,
To those of the gods,
um,
an offering to by those
child,
of the child, or this might be an objective genitive for the child.
okay.
Uh-huh.
To those of the gods
Uh-huh.
who are deserving,
To whom this honor lies. Okay. Very good, okay, I think we're ready to go. We're ready to go. The suspense has been building. What's going to happen? Oh my gosh. Erotemata para kolon. Tis eke erotemata.
In the first sentence, I'm just checking to make sure this is what we've talked about this. Megala, poisamnos, would that mean like having done greatly?
Well, this is a good question, okay? Literally, it means, in the middle, it can mean having done something for oneself or oneself. But we haven't seen it used that way, have we? We've been using it, we've seen poiumai, this middle, used how?
Just from
Just like N, Lafroy, and poiume. Huh?
Yeah.
So we've seen this poiumai in the middle, not used in the sense of doing something on one's own behalf, okay, but in this cognitive sort of sense, okay. So this is a place. I'm glad you point this out, because this is a situation where context is going to predispose us to a particular viewpoint, right? And this is where, it's a big difference, okay, if I'm in let's say a director's meeting, right, and we're talking about some strategy so that we cover all our bases, right? That means one thing, as opposed to say I'm the commentator of a baseball game and I say, to cover their bases, okay? Those are two very different things, right? One is literal and one is sort of metaphorical, or has a slightly different range. And so here we have the same verb, poio, I make or I do, and we can take that literally, as to actually do something, or we can take it in its other meaning to consider, okay? So, and so this is where we're going to, the context is going to predispose us to a particular way of thinking, and we do that because this is what we've experienced all along. Okay? So, excellent question.
I have a question at the beginning of the second sentence.
Yeah.
Saying Pakistan. Isn't Pakistan like the word for like quit?
It is.
Like an adjective?
It is.
And so I don't understand
Okay.
the saying part, I guess.
Here we go. This is again a really fantastic thing, because we've just talked about adverbs, right? Okay. And what have we observed about adverbs so far? We've observed that there are some adverbial endings like omega sigma, or theta epsilon nu, and delta epsilon. We've seen that, and then we talked about that. Well, sometimes we can actually use an adjective in the neuter, singular or plural, nominative or accusative, as an adverb. Okay, and then kaboom! All right, we've got this. SL phone, which we would see in attic. I'm sorry, it hadn't added this one. Okay, SL phone, we would see ace instead of s, and then which is what kind of that verb means what?
Like having going.
Going ace.
Coming into.
Having gone into, right? Having gone into, and what kind of verb is that? Well, it's just participle, but the verb, the use of the verb, what kind of verb is that? Is it a transitive verb, or is it an intransitive verb? In other words, does it take a direct object?
Take the direct object.
I went in.
Take the direct object. Yeah.
Well, I went doesn't take a direct object, right? I went in. The preposition in will take an object, but this verb of motion. A verb of motion doesn't take a direct object, right? I should say that sometimes it does. I walked a path, okay? That can take a direct object, okay? But just having gone in Greek, if it took an object, it would be it would be the object of a preposition. I have gone into something, then it would be a something. Okay, but even so, if we want to think of this as a direct object, what's wrong with it?
We don't need one.
It's an adjective.
I'm not happy that's me.
I've got some feminine accusative adjective there, which is so. But this adjective refers to speed. So our conclusion is, what kind of word is that? It's an adverb. It's an adjective used as an adverb. But it's feminine, not neuter. Here we have a feminine version that's not used as neuter. Okay? So we have to sort of store that away in our mind, okay? That sometimes we have the accusative, singular, of an adjective used as an adverb.
How often does that happen?
Well, it's going to vary from author to author. Okay? We're going to see this periodically in Herodotus for sure. All right, excellent question. Te'alo, what other question? Are we ready to go? Tis bulatai ton proton logon meher menuen. Menuen.
I can do it.
All right.
Okay. So Harpagus, once he heard these things, he,
So we got a men here.
on the one hand,
Are we thinking about a da?
yeah, but it's really hard. Do you mean the in the next sentence?
Yeah, I mean, we see this, and so we want to be asking ourselves, it's setting us up. Sometimes it's followed by a da, not always, but usually. So we're looking for the da, and we're expecting, and we do have a da down here, right?
Right.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, so he,
Plus, acus
oh, so when once, or like when he heard these things,
he heard these things.
he verbed
He did something, having done something, okay?
and having considered it great
Uh-huh. Very good.
that
Very good.
the that the something. Okay, so he considered it, having considered it great that the noun, that's like flaw.
Not a flaw.
Oh, the thing or the like the mistake,
The mistake.
like the mistake for him was, or like had like become
Okay, what is our tense there?
past. So it's perfect.
It's actually
Aorist.
pluperfect. Pluperfect. Bad.
Because it's a duplication. Like had become not so bad.
For a stay on. Had become for him a stay on.
Like so the mistake had become like a gift or like not a gift.
Not a gift. Let's go down. Let's look at our note about Danon, right? Shall we? We can also look at proskinesis, right? Let's look at proskinesis.
Okay.
Ante he metoke, esse apo proskuneho, proskuno, kai ala ta kefala yemere esta pros kuneso pros kunesa. Ida to penton kai dekaton anagnosma, kathysata autu metates onu, ego de kai to paidarion, dl usomata, heos hoda kai pros kunesantes, anes strepsomen pros humas. So tissimane pros kunesas.
So like having paid respects.
Having paid respects, okay? And what form would that take in this particular context?
Sacrifice.
Well, in the sacrifice from that previous reading, it's a sacrifice, okay? But what is it going to mean in this context? Where was Harpagus? He was with the king, okay? So what would showing proper respect be in the presence of the king? That's right, bowing. Say pros kuneo refers to prostrating oneself, right? Right. This is a custom in the Persian. Okay, this is a custom in the Persian thing. It was a very. I will tell you that in the Hellenistic time, when Alexander becomes king of Persia, he continues the custom of proskunensis, much to the dismay and frustration and even anger of his fellow Macedonian generals. Okay, because now he having defeated Darius, okay, and he becomes the king of Persia. He then continues this thing, and so his Macedonian fellow warriors are coming in and he says, "Excuse me." Jeez. So he has to. They have to do this proskunesis, as because he's now the Persian king, okay, in addition to the other things that he is. Okay, so very good. Deon, how tehe metoke esta tu udeterugenus, kai tu eneku arithmu, kai tu enestotos chronu, kai tes energetikes diatheseos apot de. Idetito de decaton anagnosa, de ton theon creon, se e emma. Right? De, tissimane de.
So it means like something that's right or something that's wrong.
Something that is necessary.
Necessary.
Something that is necessary. Okay. Perietes semasias ideta upo. Oh, excuse me, so let's look below. Concerning the what? Semasias. The meaning. Now let's go.
Okay.
So deon to deontos, that which is binding, needful, right. Okay? Now let's go. All right, so Amy, continue.
Yeah, okay, so he bowed, or having bowed, and considering great, or considering it a good thing that.
That's right, very good.
That his mistake, or the mistake for him, had become
for him.
had become for him something good, or something right.
Yeah, excellent.
And
Uh-huh.
that, like,
Miracle of miracles.
he was,
This is from Kaleo.
oh, so he had been called.
He had been called. No, this is the pluperfect, right?
Right.
Okay. So here's our secondary ending. There's the duplicated
Yeah.
initial thing, and then there's the additional temporal augment, making it pluperfect. Okay, just like we had seen before.
Right.
That he had been called.
He had been called to dinner.
Uh-huh.
And then we just had this word in the last lesson.
We did.
We did.
Oh my gosh, you know what I think? There we go. Okay, there we go. Eta tukes Christais, okay?
Like as a good fate,
Yeah, On account of these crestais,
Good.
these useful,
useful.
good fates, okay? This beneficial outcome of events.
Okay.
Okay.
And so he went into the house.
He went into the house, okay? Kalasta. Kai Iraku, go. Let's have Eddie do this one.
Okay. Okay, so since, the next one. Having gone
Uh-huh.
into,
Having entered,
having entered,
Tain Tapiste.
the quickest,
The quickest, meaning, so how would we say that?
quickly,
But this is superlative. The most quickly, how would we say that? Having entered the most quickly? How would we say that?
Immediately.
Immediately, well, okay, but most immediately? How would we say this? We have an expression, we use it all the time. Having gone in, most quickly, having gone in
As quickly as possible.
as quickly as possible. Thank you very much.
okay,
Having gone in as quickly as possible, okay,
right,
most quickly.
he was, is that
Well-
there?
Well, who is the he, who is the aim?
Spartacus? Asuares. The child was therefore for him, in, the only one,
Well, there was to him
there was
his monos pais,
one child, for there was to him one child,
one only child.
one only child.
There it is, one only child. And he was ete tria kaideka,
He was aged, 13.
13 years old.
Someone, would that be someone or anyone? Who, right there?
Gegonos. Okay, so this gegonos refers to what?
The things that had happened?
Well, that would be gegonos, okay? So that's the neuter,
That on account of the happening?
okay? Well, it's masculine, singular, nominative, so it would modify what? It would go with what? There's another masculine singular ending, right? And that goes to what?
The only?
Well,
No,
that means the only, but this only modifies something. What does it modify?
child?
The child.
Child.
Okay. The child, which is masculine, singular. Okay. So this is masculine, singular, nominative. So what does it have to modify?
The child.
The child. Okay. So what would this mean?
The child being,
Having become
having become
malista.
opposite of Callista, so
No. Oh, that's a Latin mistake. Okay.
Oh,
Malista means the most, okay? Having become at most, and here's an adverb, okay? This is the neuter plural, okay? Having become at most, who? I'm thinking, I suppose. Tria kaideka.
having become the most,
Having become at most, I think,
oh, okay,
13 years old.
okay.
So is Malista in and of itself at most, or is it just most?
It means most.
Most.
Most. Okay, but we, it's modifying the having become.
Right.
Okay, and we can't say just most.
Right.
Okay, we have to add a little bit more in there, and it's mostly because we're highly dependent upon prepositional phrases in English. Okay, we use them all the time, right? So this is a good example. Having become at most. Who? I'm thinking. Okay, thereabouts. Tria kaideka.
13 years.
13 years old.
I like the way Rhoda just kind of fills in the blanks.
Oh yeah, no, these little words in there are really important. So that poo means, well, I'm thinking, okay, documentation's maybe not that great, we're not really good with birthdays, okay, so, I'm thinking that it's, probably about 13 years old, okay? Okay, very good.
So this one,
Mm-hmm.
is this being sent?
He sent ek,
He sent out
he sent out
to go calling,
to go
to call,
and
and call,
and commanding,
and commanding
uh-huh.
to Asaigis.
Well, yeah, so he sent him out and to go, and you could say commanding to go to Astuagi, to Astuages, okay, and to Poyang,
Making,
to make or,
consider,
okay, so
do,
do, to
And-
do,
doing,
ho, te.
does that look like hota, or is
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, so why is this separated? Because normally we see hota. Oops.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
How to do that situation.
It doesn't have to do with the accentuation, but hota can mean, it can be a conjunction, right? Hota, as in like hos, okay, so that, right? But here, it's not used as a conjunction, but as a relative pronoun. To do that which, the thing which, okay? Ekenos,
Does this go back to, no,
ekenos, so not hutos, but ekenos.
them,
That guy,
that guy,
keliue,
ordering,
orders, might order, okay?
okay,
Right?
okay.
So let's go through that.
Starting from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
having gone,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, having gone,
Having entered
having entered
a Pakistan
as soon as possible,
as quickly as
as
possible.
quickly as possible.
Uh-huh.
The
For
for
there was
there was for him
to him,
to him a child,
uh-huh,
an only child,
one only child.
that was
Mm-hmm.
having become
Yeah,
at most
excellent.
13
Mhm.
13 years old.
Very good.
At most it seems 13 years old.
Excellent, excellent. Okay.
This one,
Uh-huh.
having sent out,
He sent out. This is the
Oh,
finite
sorry.
verb. He sent out
he sent out to
to
go
go and
and ordering Asaigis.
Okay, so now this is a little bit, so to go, and we're gonna go over to Ace Astuages, to Asaigis.
Mhm.
Okay. Sent him to go to us, ordering him Kaipoyen.
The child.
Uh-huh. Well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh gosh. Doing
To do.
to do that thing which he.
Uh-huh. And who is the he?
What about the Asaigis? Yeah.
Asaigis.
Something about orders.
Mhm. And to do whatever that person, understood, Asaigis,
Mhm.
orders.
To do. Okay.
Okay. All right. Son, my only son, who's now, I'm thinking, 13 years old. Go to Astyages and do whatever he commands.
Oh no. Oh no.
Dun,
Oh no.
dun.
Okay? Altosda, and he himself.
And he himself.
Mhm.
Oh, is this was he
And this is Harpagos.
very very glad?
Being Erakares,
Being very glad.
being very glad.
he like highlights or he points out,
He tells,
he tells, to his wife,
to his wife,
the coincidences.
the coincidence, the things that have happened, the coincidences. Okay. Very good, very good. Okay, so we're out of time. Okay. Okay. But continue on. Oh my gosh, I might even put up the next one.
You should.
Yeah, yeah. Very good. All right.
All I did was look at the vocab to this section. I'm like, oh, it's about to be messy. It's like eat, sacrifice.
Yes.
The next sentence,
The next
it's you
sentence.
like